Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us today. It is Wild West Wednesday, and can you believe we are on clue 9? Like, where did the time go? Like, I can't believe we are already on clue 9. Thank you so much to Lucas for joining us again. Hi Lucas!
Hello!
Lucas is having some lighting issues, so it's a little darker on his end, but that's alright. We're going to work through it. Just like, we're going to persevere. We're going to keep going. It's going to be fine. Excuse me. So anyway, so today we're going to be working on clue 9. I cannot believe, I'm floored at the fact that we're on clue 9. And then next month we will be doing clue 10. We are not going to be doing clue 10 on a Wednesday stream because it's going to take way too long. We are going to be making that an After Dark edition stream where Lucas and I are going to be working on that, and maybe we'll have some other guests. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But next month in May, the end of the month, we will be doing clue 10, the final reveal on an After Dark edition. So make sure you guys stay tuned. By then you probably will have already seen it because they're actually doing the final reveal on Cottoncuts website on the 25th of this month. So make sure you head over there if you want to see what it is. I'm going to try not to peek, but I probably will see what it looks like anyway when they send me the clue. But I'm really excited. This one's been really different. Like, I don't feel like we've been making a lot of the same types of pieces with this one. So I'm really kind of excited to see what this one ends up looking like. So it's going to be really exciting. And I feel like the music is probably just a little bit loud. So I'm going to actually turn that off. There we go.
I think we have done 9, and next month it'll be over.
I know. We're gonna have to come up with another project to work on. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nod, nod.
And I think we have a couple. So
I think we do. And hopefully that this has kind of, just like it did with Mama Joyce and my aunt, I'm hoping that this planted a little bit of a seed in you that you might like to do this more often, and that will uh, encourage you to do the next set of projects. So I'm hoping that that will help. But yeah, otherwise we can keep doing Wild West Wednesday. Maybe it won't be Wild West Wednesday. Maybe it'll be, work in progress Wednesday or something. Who
there
knows?
you go.
Who knows? But we'll try and do something on a Wednesday for sure. So don't worry. The Wednesday streams are not going away. We'll do something else on them. We're just not sure what yet. So we'll have to wait and see. But either way, we're going to be doing clue 9 today. I've got my clue all set up and ready to go. I've got all the pieces laid out. So let me flip cameras so you guys can see what I'm seeing. And of course, I forgot to turn the light on. I am so unorganized today, guys. Like, Lucas did not even get a link from me until like 5 minutes before the stream. Like, that's where we are at today. That's where we are at. So let me... Yeah, Whip Wednesday. There you go, Chloe. Let me flip cameras, and then I'm going to head into chat because I haven't said hello to anybody there yet. Let's flip this first.
Hopefully the Zoom camera works.
It is, but it's being dumb because,
It's upside down.
nothing in my life goes right. Hang on. Let me fix it.
While Danny is working out that Zoom camera, what is everyone working on today?
Yes, that's a good question.
Oh,
This
there
will
we
only
go.
take me like a quick second to work on to fix here. And then I'm gonna hop into chat. So make sure you let us know in chat what you guys are working on right now. Oh, that's not gonna go real well, is it? Wow, what is happening now? I think I just
Oh
made it
boy.
worse. I think I just made it worse. Hang on. Oh yeah, see it reset. Okay. Ooh, that's...
I feel like it's always the Zoom camera.
It's, you know what it is? It's Streamlabs. It's Streamlabs. And see, I figured out how to fix my front facing camera because I do everything through the Zoom call now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I was able to fix that. But I figured out that when I actually do cameras through Streamlabs, it like screws everything up on me. So it's like I gotta reset it every time. And of course, because normally I do this like before the stream starts, but I'm really organized today. So, all right. So there, Zoom camera is up and working. Let me hop into chat and say hello to everybody there real quickly. I know that Teresa Lynch was the very first person in chat. So hi, Teresa. Thank you again for hopping in today. She was there about half an hour early. So thanks so much for that. We appreciate you being early. At least you were early. Like I was barely on time. So I appreciate that. So thank you for that. Sandra K, hello. It's so great to see you. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Wild West Wednesday to you also. Of course, Lucas is in the house. Of course, you can see him right there in the house. He's not in this house. He's in that house, but he's still here. So welcome back, Lucas. Thanks so much for being here. Joyce Hernandez is here as well. Hi, Joyce. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday to you. I hope you're well. Chloe is also here. Hi, Chloe. I hope you're well. Hope you're having a fantastic week so far. Mine is absolutely crazy. We're just not even going to talk about it. It's just so stressful right now. It's like, I'm so glad. The good news is I've been really glad to come in here every day to kind of de-stress. It's been great having all these live streams and stuff that I've been doing this week. It's really helped out quite a bit to keep me sane. It's either that or alcohol, one of the two. Hi, Terry. Welcome back to the channel. I love her pink hands. Hi, Terry. So great to see you. She said BRB, no problem. No problem at all. We appreciate you letting us know. Thank you for that. And just scrolling through, it looks like... Oh, there's Rita. Hi, Rita. Welcome back to the channel. Sandra says, just finished borders on the spools and star quilt top. Ooh, can't wait to see what that is. Chloe says, that is awesome, Sandra. Can't wait to see what that looks like. I have probably missed that, so I apologize. Chloe says, hi, hello to Rita. All right, well, that's all I can see in chat right now. If I missed you, please make sure you say hi. You can also tag me by doing the @ symbol. That's the A with the circle around it. And then type in "so not an expert." What that does is it highlights it on the screen for me, so then I can't miss it. Unless, of course, I'm not looking at the screen. But then you have my permission to just spam it until you see me, until I see you. So welcome. Well, that was odd. Did anybody else hear that?
No.
That was weird. And where did chat come from? Oh my god. Hold on.
What?
The chat box, it just appeared. I'm gonna turn that off. That's annoying. Alright. I don't know what happened. Like, there was this really weird noise, and I don't know if that was outside or if it was inside. I don't know what happened, but it sounded really weird and was a little ominous, so I'm a little freaked out. Anyway, as you can see from my Zoom camera, which is upside down, of course.
There's always something with that camera.
I'm telling you. Let's see if I can manage to flip it instead of us this time. That was kind of fun, though. Why aren't you flipping? Nope. Nope. That's not what I wanted. It's not flipping. I'm not going to worry about it. Whatever. It is what it is. Y'all are just going to have to look at it upside down. That's just the way it's going to go today, because I don't know why it's not flipping on me. But yes, it's always something with this stupid camera. And it's not a bad camera either. Like, this is actually a nice high quality camera that I got for Christmas. I think it's just Zoom. Oh, you know what it is? I think I was actually clicking the wrong button. It would help if I put my glasses on. Oh wait, they are on.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Now we got it. I promise I am a professional. And I swear to you, I've not been drinking yet. One of these days. One of these days. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to start drinking. Maybe that will help. Either way, we're going to be working on Clue 9. It looks like it's going to be... Hi, Katie. Welcome back to the channel. It looks like it's going to be a pretty easy one. Check it out. It's 2 sections. It's a section A. Oh, there we go. Section A and a section B. Section A is just one piece that's probably the center. It's going to be my guess of the quilt. And then section B, there's just 2 pieces of section B. So it should go together fairly quickly. The instructions are they condensed them down quite a bit. Like this first instruction is like 4 pieces we're putting together right off the bat. So it's going to go together fairly quickly. Lucas, you've got some stuff to tell us, don't you?
Yeah, that was... I went to see Tony this weekend, and
his fiance, my daughter, Tony, for those of you who are new to the channel.
And like Thursday, I decided I was going to take Monday off because I know she'd been wanting me to come in, and there were talks with her CT, her coordinating teacher, having me come in for like a career day and talking to the students and whatnot, and maybe doing an activity.
Right, because Tony's student teaching right now. Hi, Gladys. Welcome to the channel.
Hey.
Tony is student teaching for a 6th grade class. We won't say, where the school is or anything like that. But she is currently student teaching. That is what she's getting her degree in, is elementary education. And she passed her content test, so she's officially a licensed teacher, which is really exciting. But she is student teaching. She's been doing that since January, full-time, as part of her... degree, and her students really think that Lucas's job is cool, because you guys know he's a crime scene investigator for his local police department. We won't say which one, but for his local police department, which, in the big scheme of things, for somebody who's not in the position, it does sound like a really cool thing. But I'm sure for somebody who's in the position, you see a lot of really gross stuff.
Yeah.
That we don't need to talk about.
Yeah.
But so you took the week. So you went and spent the weekend with Tony, and then you did a career day at her school. So tell us more about that. How did that go? While we're putting this clue together.
So it was a day. So
it was a day.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I don't think elementary education is in Lucas's future.
No, and I have to give props to Tony because I couldn't do that for. What is it? 8 to 3, so 7 hours, right?
It fascinates me that she is enjoying it as much as she is, because she is not the one that she's not one of the ones that would have any patience. So it really fascinates me. I think it's so cool that this is what she wants to do, and that she was truly enjoying it. So yeah.
Well, first, her CT ended up waking up at 8 a.m., which...
8 a.m.? Oh, my goodness.
Is when school started.
Oh,
and
geez.
she still a half hour drive out after she got ready and whatnot.
So
So
she was running late.
that was how the day started.
Oh, boy, thing.
Um, then
Hi, baby.
they have like set schedules of what they do.
Right. They have a schedule. Mm-hmm.
Um, did I do this wrong? No. Okay. So I had like a 40-minute time period to basically give a little bit of a presentation of what we were going to go over and then do an activity with 20 students, 21 students.
Did you do both of her classes? Because she has two classes. So the sixth grade class, they split them up halfway through the day to try and prepare them for junior high. So she called it her switch team, her switch class. Did you do
Yes.
both
So
classes?
I ended up staying all day. One got to see a day in the life and did end up teaching both classes, which,
Which.
sorry, I don't know what the heck just happened. Um, the morning class wasn't bad.
Hi, Nancy. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining us. And thank you for reminding everybody to give a thumbs up. We appreciate that. I thought I saw somebody else pop in too. I apologize. I missed it. Let me scroll back up there real quick and check where Lucas is
Oh, why couldn't this
futzing
just
with his machine. Uh,
somehow the
Chloe
thread?
says, so Lucas does not want to be a teacher. No, I'm thinking no.
The thread
Katie,
ended up coming
Gladys.
out of my needle.
What happened? You have to rethread your needle?
Yeah, somehow it came out.
Well, it does that. It's it's a funky little thing sometimes. I said hi to Nancy already. Hi Nancy again, just in case. Greta says, "Oh my goodness, that is lots of students." Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a lot of questions about why I was there and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. And then we finally got to do the activity, so
What was the
we
activity?
we had a little bit. I went over fingerprints because that's a majority of the work that I do,
Right.
and I gave them a little presentation on the three different main types of the patterns on fingerprints, and then we had to tie it into one of their learning objectives. So they
Oh.
had an activity where they took their own fingerprints, so we gave them like ink pads.
Oh,
And
that's great. Giving a bunch of sixth graders an ink pad.
yeah, and that was another thing was in, ensuring that they did not misuse that. So Tony
Yeah.
gave
Yeah.
a couple of stern talking to make sure that they did not mess around. And then
Couple of warnings. Yeah.
once they took them, the students were tasked with trying to identify what um, patterns they had
Oh, in their own fingerprints, you mean?
on fingerprints.
That's fun. Sandra says I iron off my fingerprints every day. That's awesome. It's true. It's totally true. You're absolutely right. Rita says fingerprints. Oh wow, now that is interesting, Lucas. So far, I'll wait for
Yes.
you, bud.
I don't even know how this happened.
I know there are people who, due to genes, do not have fingerprints. That is a thing. Yep. Are you having trouble?
I'm gonna see because the bobbin thread was still there, but somehow the bobbin through the top of the machine or the thread through the top of the machine came undone.
That's weird. All right.
So let me see if
Yeah. So you did a fingerprint project with the kids. So they took their own fingerprints, and then you had to them try to figure out. Now, is this something that you got this idea from a couple of your other officers that you work with to help you out, or is this something that you just came up with?
Well, when talking, I ended up calling Tony on Friday while she was at school.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised her, and I was like, "Hey, I'm actually going to be surprising, and you surprised I'm took Monday off so I can come help teach class, but I wanted to make sure that I did everything that was like needed because
Right.
obviously I'm coming to the school and whatnot." And then
And I hope
we're
everybody's okay with the light behind Lucas. He's having some lighting issues, and so his camera keeps trying to pick up that light. I hope that's not giving anybody any issues there. If it is, let us know. We'll try and turn it down or turn it off or do something.
yeah.
Yes, Rita, Lucas does forensics. He is a CSI, crime scene investigator for his local police department. That is what he went to school for. That is something that he's been very passionate about since the day I met him in like fifth grade. Um, so it's something that he's always been very passionate about. He was lucky enough to find a job in that career, and so he's really lucky. He's one of the lucky ones. Hi, Carrie Lynn. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you again. Um, and so yeah, so that's what he does. And so he brought in some fingerprint fun stuff for Tony to do during Tony's class. Tony's student teaching, as I mentioned before. So yeah, it sounds like it was a lot of fun, Lucas. But yeah, kids are exhausting. Like I can't. I had twin girls, like you guys know. I have twin girls, and then Mr. Wizard has three girls as well. So between the two of us, we had five girls, all within a 6-year age gap. Like there were 6 years age difference between the oldest and the youngest, and that was exhausting. Trying to manage six of them. I can't imagine trying to manage 20 of them. like six of them was hard enough to keep. I'm constantly counting heads. like, so I can only imagine. But and the good thing, that Tony had that experience with the five of us, though, that kind of prepared her ever so slightly for the role that she's going to be playing now, which is really exciting.
But yeah, so the morning class, it
Yes,
was
Rita, I do still have my hair, and I don't have very many grays either. But yes, I did manage to figure out. One bathroom too. I forgot to throw that one out there. Yeah, five girls, all teenagers, one bathroom. Now, do you feel bad? Hi, Susan. Welcome to the channel. I'm just waiting for Lucas to catch up here. The triangles there, Lucas. I don't know if you saw me doing my little trick with folding it. If you wanted to try that, if you're having struggles, otherwise you can try and match them up like that.
I did not see your trick. I was messing with the machine.
Did you want me to show it to you real quick?
Just show me so I have it in like.
Yeah. So if you take the block, the square block, okay, you're gonna take this. I already have mine put together, but here I'll use this one. If you take your square block and you fold it right sides together. And you just make a little mark on the end of it, so you give yourself like a little crease, right? So you have a little crease there. And then you take your triangle and you do wrong sides together. So right sides are out. And again, you do a little crease there in the corner, in the middle. Then what you do is you take that crease and the one on your square and you line those up together. They kind of nest up nicely. And then now you know that your triangle is perfectly center.
Okay.
I do that a lot when I'm putting triangles onto squares, just to make sure that I know that I'm perfectly center.
But
Donna
going back,
Jordan trick. There you go.
um, teaching the morning class. It was early in the morning. They were good. They were excited.
That's good.
The afternoon class just got back from lunch and recess, and then went to
Oh.
their schools, which was PE.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically just told them what we were doing and went to the activity, and we still didn't have enough time.
So they were a little distracted.
They were very distracted.
My goodness. Rita says, oh, good grief, I cannot even imagine. My girls were 2 years apart, and I was like, oh, how am I going to survive? Well, yeah, so Mr. Wizard has a set of twins, and so do I. You guys know this is not a secret. So Mr. Wizard has a set of twins, and then 2 years younger is my set of twins, and then 2 years younger than that is his youngest child. He has a third one there. So every 2 years, the kids are all 2 years apart. And so, yeah, so I say between 6 years of us. Hi, Susan. I can't remember if I said hello to you or not, but hello. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Wednesday to you. Rita says, my girls are now 43 and 45 this year. I have a hard time believing that many years old. Yeah, my mom, obviously my mom is my sister and I are 4 years apart. So my mom is close with that as well. Me being... Susan says, my youngest daughter bought me a cordless iron, not the Panasonic brand, loving it. Susan, I'm so happy about that. That's really great to hear. The Panasonic is great, but that's not the only brand out there. Look at that. I love that, Lucas. That looks great. I love those colors. They're so pretty. I love the Panasonic, but again, I bought mine on eBay, so I did not pay. I paid a fraction of what it would normally be. But there are other brands out there that work just as well. I think Terry said that she had a cordless brand too. Terry, I saw something about she was messing with a TV. I think that's what I saw. Which is fine. Totally no problem. Sandra says, my kids are 52, 50, and 49. My goodness. Mine are 22. Mine are 22. Mr. Wizard's got 24. I've got 22. And then we also have the 19. 20. She'll be 20 in June.
Jeez.
Tori says, my youngest was a twin, so I would have had 5 girls. Oh, wow. All right. Are you ready for second step number 2 now, Lucas?
Yeah, I'm starting to get it ready.
All right. So we're going to set step number 1 aside for right now. So I'm going to set that over here off to the side. And now we're going to be doing E's again. We're going to be joining a small E triangle to the top of the B square, and then 2 medium E triangles to the left and right. We're going to be making 2 of these. So I'm going to grab 2 of these. Oh, it looks like I've got a couple of extra pieces here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then I need 2 of these. Okay. All right, now for those of you who didn't get to see my trick before, I'll show it to you again. And this is just so that I can make sure that things kind of line up. So what I do is I take my square fabric and I fold it right sides together. And now since I'm going to have to sew on both sides, I'm going to go ahead and do this on both sides. But I take my thumbnail and I just give it a little bit of a crease right there at the edge, just in my 1/4 inch seam. I don't go any further than that. Just give myself a little bit of a crease there. It doesn't have to be super hard, but it's hard enough that I can kind of see it there. And then I do the same thing with my triangle pieces, except my triangle pieces I fold wrong sides together. And I go ahead and I give that a little bit of a pinch. And then what happens is when I open it up, I have a crease there and a crease on my square, and those 2 creases kind of nest up together. So then that way I know that I've got it nice and centered. I wonder why it said, oh yeah, 2 mediums on either side and then the small E on the end. Looks like the triangles overlap a little bit. So it's a good thing that I did that. So then that way I know know where it lays.
So I have a question for this one.
Sure.
Would you do both of the larger triangles and then do the smaller one last?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and fold the square here. Susan says, in a week, my oldest will be 45. Well, happy birthday to them. Rita says, I've had 3 different cordless irons, and I always end up going back to the corded ones. I haven't had any trouble with mine, but there are a lot of different brands out there. I will still pull my corded iron out when I'm doing yardage sometimes, or some large projects. Just because whenever I have to pull out my full-size ironing board is also when I pull out the corded iron as well. But otherwise I I just wait on it. There we go. These are really oversized. My goodness. I feel like there's going to be some trimming going on here because these are really oversized.
At least it's not just me noticing.
Yeah, they're really oversized. Because I've got smalls and like I would have considered these a large unless I'm not looking at them right. No, that's right. E, yeah. Okay, whatever. Maybe once I add the other triangle, it won't be so bad. I don't know. But we're going to try it. So I'm finger pressing these away from the outside. Round the outside, round the outside. Folding my triangle again. Making that little crease. So that way it centers it up really nicely on my square and I don't have to try and figure out, you know, some people are really great at eyeballing it and figuring out exactly where it is. I am not good at that. So I use this little trick. It is a Donna Jordan trick that I learned many, many years ago. And it works wonders. I cannot take credit for it. I'm sure she probably learned it from somebody else as well, but I'm going to give her the credit. Susan says her new one is a steam fast. Ooh, fun. Well, Susan, you'll have to let us know how it works out. Worst time was when the youngest hormones were raging. I was starting menopause. I would steel myself to smile and be happy when she got home, and her storming off to her room would start my tears. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I can imagine the hormone between hormones of a teenager and hormones of an adult. They can be a pain. Hi, Agnes. Happy Wednesday to you. I hope you are well. All right, so I got my sides done now. Side triangles done. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put my small triangle in. Same thing, gonna fold this one in half again. Make those marks for myself. Excuse me. Susan, I can't wait to see what it works like. Rita says the three that I tried was a Rowena, Panasonic, and the Steam Fast. Always go back to corded. Well, you know, some people have different preferences. Let's see. All right, now let's go ahead and sew this one up. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be some major overlap here. This is interesting. I can't say that's ever happened before that I'm aware of, but we'll see what happens. There we go. Come on, get under there. There we go. How you doing over there, Lucas? This one's good. A little tricky with the overlap.
Yeah, that's why I'm making sure I got the
let's see.
Stuff lined up, the triangles and the squares.
This is interesting. Like, I feel like I'm... Oh, you know what? That's why I have overlap, because I did it wrong. I did the bottom instead of the side. You're supposed to attach the sides of the triangle, not the bottom. That's why there's overlap. Now I get it.
Oh, that's what... Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so guess who I get to pick out?
Oh,
I get to take out the divorce lawyer.
Is this the first time this...
Oh, gosh, no, I'm sure it's not. It's less times than you have.
Yeah, but I was being very, very cautious. So
you're being very careful, and this is your very first quilt, like, ever. So it's okay if you have to pull the divorce lawyer out every once in a while. But yeah, that explains why there's... Because I'm like, why is there so much overlap? My goodness, like, I've never had that much with the Cottoncuts project. And that's why. It's not their fault. It's totally user error. Which it usually is. Like, let's be honest. It usually is user error. Danny, no, that was not a boo-boo. That was what you wanted to see. There you go. Yeah, I wanted to do that. I wanted to show you guys what not to do. See, that's I like to set the example. I love that. Thank you. That's exactly right. I was just showing you guys what not to do. That's all.
Well, it's fine because now.
Quilter user error? No way. Not possible. Never. 10 seam rippers. Honey, I got a whole box of them. I give them away. I did miss something, though. I apologize for that. Let me scroll up for a second. Rita says, I always laughed when teenagers say you have never been there, so you do not know how it feels. I would tell them, you're right. I was born an adult. Ha ha. Yeah, that's always a good one. Or it's different now. It's different now. It was different when you were a kid. Some things were different. Don't get me wrong. Some things were different, but not everything. All right. So I'm going to pull this one out, sew this one back together. What is everybody else working on today or this week for I can't use words today. I'm sorry, guys. I've had so many live streams this week. It's crazy. Well, not just live streams, but Zoom calls this week. Like, we did the live stream on Monday where we finished up our Norfolk quilt, which is awesome. I love those blocks. They're so beautiful. And then I had a Zoom call on Tuesday with my mom and my aunt because I told you guys I've been teaching them how to put a quilt together. And it's actually the same pattern that we're putting together as our members only project. So I'm kind of getting, learning from them. And I even told them that too. I'm like, it's okay. I'm like, I'm learning how to explain it to you guys so that when I do it for my members, I can explain it the correct way. So I'm using them as my guinea pigs. Yeah, it is different now. Yeah, it's totally right. Yep. So I had a Zoom call with them yesterday, and now we have this live stream with you guys today. Like, I am over live streams. I love you guys. I love hanging out with you, but I'm over it. Katie says she's sewing the Drop Diamonds quilt from Donna Jordan's last video. How's that going, Katie? I'd love to see pictures of that if you can post them on our Facebook group. I'd love to see pictures of that. That might be a project that I end up with here soon. I know a lot of people are sewing that one up right now in honor of her. There we go. All right. So now I've successfully taken this one apart. I'll have to put it back together here in a minute. So that's the top. So that's the... Oh, yeah. No, it lays much nicer when you do it the right way. Put it together the right way. It works much better. I think what it was that got me is this corner is clipped, and normally when you do things like this, they don't clip the corners on you, and I think that's what got me. That's my excuse anyway. That's what I'm going to go with. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Never mind the fact that I probably just wasn't paying attention.
Well, this was my finished part 2.
Ooh, I love it. Good job.
Now
what?
So I'm looking at step 3, so I'm trying to figure out how it's arranged.
Okay. Yeah, because it shows 4 of them.
What?
Oh, I see what's going on here.
So we have 2 seams that are nested up.
So Lucas, if you turn it on an angle, the section 1 that we made goes through the middle from corner to corner, and then the pieces we're making now are top and bottom. Do you see it?
Yep. Yep.
Took me a second to figure that one out too, because they turned it on you. Alright. This piece is done. I just got to pull apart the other one and put the other one back together. I'll lay that there for a minute. This one I didn't sew up the small piece to it, so I'm going to go ahead and pull these out real quick. Let's see. Susan says, I'm trying to cut the pieces for the monthly guild block and not remembering between the laptop in the living room and cutting mat in the dining room. I can understand that. The good news is, though, Susan, it is the laptop, so you could just pick it up and take it with you. That helps sometimes. I'm here all week. Teresa, hi Teresa, welcome back. She says I heard it. Rita says I am just finishing with the blocks. I have been called Crossroads. Been putting them together. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Speaking of Donna Jordan and Jordan Fabrics was having a huge 50% off sale on fat quarter bundles today. I don't know if you guys get their email newsletters or not. So I just ordered a bunch of fat quarters for myself. The sale came out to be $1.99 a fat quarter if you broke it the packs down. So yeah, if you guys are interested in some fat quarters, you might want to check them out. At $1.99 a piece, I think that's a really reasonable price for those, because even my quilt store sells her fat quarters for like $2 or $3.99 a piece. So $1.99 was a damn good deal, I thought.
Yeah.
So I bought a bunch of them. And usually what I do is with those types of things, I'll break up. Hi, Judy. Welcome back to the channel. I'll break up those kits, those, fat quarter kits that they've got. I'll break them up and I'll give them out as my redemptions and stuff. That's how I have always got fat quarters in stock to give away. So I buy them when they're really cheap and inexpensive, or when they're on sale, or when they're on sale and stuff. I buy them, especially during Black Friday sales and stuff. I'll buy a bunch of them, and then I'll just kind of throw them in the drawer in my closet here, and then that way I have giveaways for the year. That's why you'll get a random assortment of them from me if you redeem your thimbles on a regular basis. You get a random assortment of them because they're from throughout the year. Joyce says, of course they always have sales when I'm broke. Yeah, that's usually how it goes, isn't it? That is usually how it goes.
I am just moving right along.
Alright. I'm catching up.
I figured you would, so that's why I was like, I'm gonna get...
It's okay. I'll catch up. It's fine.
Even though this one is gonna go... this section is...
This whole piece is gonna be really easy. The last couple of clues have been super easy to do. They go super fast. The last one, my goodness, I swear that one only took us 45 minutes to do.
Me, it took a little bit longer because, of course, just like today, my machine likes to test me.
Yeah. You should start looking at Facebook Marketplace and resale stores. See if you can find a different one.
Yeah.
If that's something that you and Tony are going to do together. When she moves. Who knows? You could have two of them going. That could be fun. I still would like to do a jelly roll race one of these days with you guys, with Grandma Joyce and us, and
oh boy,
that could be fun. I think Grandma Joyce would probably win because she sews faster than anyone I've ever met, except for Teresa. Or Teresa is probably. Susan says, great price. After paying for the gas to drive to a ton of miles for the shop hop, buying the state fabrics, and then today paying for my long arm, I'm pretty now low on funds. Oh yeah, no, Susan, I can totally understand that, but I'm glad that you got it. Judy says she hasn't gotten her clue 9 done yet. Well, it's really easy to do. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, it was a great price. Yeah, and so I really couldn't pass it up. And like I said, I do the fat quarter stuff for the giveaways a lot, and I also use them for projects too. But that's usually what happens is like I buy a bunch of them when they're on sale and I throw them in the bin, and then as my redemption stuff starts to get low, I just replenish those, or I use them for things too. I love fat quarters. They're like my favorite pre-cut because they're big enough that you could cut them down if you need to. And you can also sew them up together if you need as well. I know that a lot of fabric shops hate the fat quarters, but I love them. All right, so there's one. Here's the other one.
I think this one is my favorite block so far.
That is really cool. I like that. I love the fabrics on yours. It's so pretty.
This one, yeah. So that is section 9A complete. Only one of them.
Yep. Okay. So let me lay mine out now. Move this piece away. Hopefully, I don't need Jack anymore. Hopefully, we'll see. This one is E. E goes over here. Still have this F here, and I still have this A, so we're going to be using that in a little while. Don't think I need B anymore. Set that over there. I'm just completely disorganized today. Okay, so the way the block shows, it says do like this on an angle with this one. And then you take this one, and you put this one here like this. And then you take this one, and you put this one here like that. So you get this X pattern. Isn't that kind of cool? All right, so I'm going to fold this one onto this one. I'm going to nest those seams there in the center. There we go.
So for clue 10, it's just going to be the instructions on how to put all of the blocks and sections you...
There's usually some border pieces that go along with it as well. There's usually some border fabric that comes with it. And it's mostly just putting the pieces that you've already made together. There's not really any traditional clue. But there's usually, sometimes, like the one time I had some cornerstones I had to put together. So that was something small, but it's usually just border pieces is what you're getting. It's border pieces and your binding fabric is usually what you're going to be given in Clue 10. Now, Lucas, we pre-ordered our backing fabric as well. So we'll be getting our backing fabric also.
So this next package is going to be...
It's going to be fairly bulky. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fairly bulky. Usually they ship all that stuff together to save on postage. Mine, because I pre-ordered mine, so mine will come separate. But yeah, they usually package them together.
Okay.
And that also is why we pushed it out a little bit as well, is to give you extra time because you are on the monthly program, and that gave you a little bit of extra time to get your pieces.
Yeah.
Just in case there was some delay, because I know Cottoncuts has been running into some delays lately because of they're having problems getting the fabric in with all this customs crap going on. So we just kind of gave everybody a little bit of leeway and a little bit of extra time to get everything that we need together. Now, Lucas, I will say that when you're done with this clue, give yourself a peek on your bobbin and see where you're at on that, and maybe wind yourself another one, because you will be using quite a bit of thread putting all the pieces together. You won't need a full bobbin for it, but you'll probably need at least a third of it.
Okay.
And then when we start to do our binding and stuff like that, we'll need it then too. So then it says to press all the pieces away from that center piece. So I'm going to go ahead and finger press this real quick.
I do enjoy this colorway as well, Joyce. I saw that your comment in there. It is. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it in the beginning, but seeing some of the sections come together with some of the other clues, I've actually become very fond of this colorway.
It's gonna be hard to part with that one, huh?
Yeah, and then
Now
Terry
you know.
asked,
Now you know why Sean always picked the purples. Yes, I
yeah,
just saw Terry's message. Terry, thank you for tagging me in chat. And no, I'm not going to try to guess it. Maybe if I had more time, or more space to lay it out, I might try. I know you did for the last one, and I thought that was really cool. You were really close to the original. But no, I'm not. I'm not going to try.
I also think for me, I want it to be 100% surprise, so I won't look for the reveal from Cotton Cuts. I'm gonna try and be completely surprised once we put it together at the end of May.
All right, so there is section A. Really pretty. I really like that. So pretty. I like these fabrics. This is definitely not a fabric choice that I would normally select for myself. It's definitely out of my comfort zone, but I really do like it. I think it's very wintry, very Christmassy. I really kind of like it.
What
The
is your colorway?
detective isn't going to try to solve the mystery. LOL.
Not this one.
Not this one. He does like a lot of the other ones, though, that he tries to do. All right, so there is section A. I'm going to set this over here for now. I'll mark that one a little bit later. So let's go ahead with section B now. Section B is going to be really simple and easy. First, we have to make a couple of half square triangles. So let's go ahead and grab those. Real
This
quick
one
and easy.
going to be a very quick section. There's only 3 steps in. Oh, I guess both of them had 3 steps, but
This one's only really 3 pieces, basically.
the other one had you're putting multiple pieces on in one, but this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's going to be really quick and easy. Is anyone that's in chat doing flyaway, and how do you like the flyaway so far? I did. My mom and my aunt are doing flyaway right now. My mom put her pieces together on our last After Dark edition, and so I got to see some of the pieces. I thought they were really cool. They're very neat and different than what we're used to seeing from Cotton Cuts. So I thought that was kind of cool.
I gotta stop saying how quick and easy they can be. I think the machine's listening and knows.
Terry says, I would like to see Lucas take a crack at the new mystery in the flyaway clues. Maybe Joyce can share it with Lucas. Oh, yes. So, Lucas, with the flyaways, there's actually a real clue, like a real detective game. At the end of every clue, they're giving detective games. So, you should ask Grandma Joyce for a copy of it.
She has created a notes with all of the clues that for each of the clues and whatnot.
Oh, so that you can help her solve it?
Yeah, so I've been looking at it when I have time.
So she's already been sharing them with Lucas. That's funny. Terry says she's doing flyaway flamingo. Yes, my aunt is doing flamingo as well. Forget what colorway my mom is doing. I can't remember now. It's the purples. I know that. She decided to go with the purples because she's going to make it for herself. Because her favorite color is also purple. She says she forgot what they call this kind of a clue. It's like method something.
I need to airdrop or send them to myself so I can print them out at work so I can write on them.
Ah.
But
she's only got 2 so far. All right, so we're going to be attaching the A and E, these A and E half square triangles to the right of our E strip fabric that we've got here. We're going to make sure that our A fabric, our A fabric is in the upper right corner. So like this, like that. Terry says we're already done with clue 3. Oh my goodness. You guys are moving along. Yeah, Mama Joyce has not started on clue 3. She's been working on this other project that she's been doing. There we go. Thought I missed something. It turns out it was just a Streamlabs notification. Okay. All right. Press this one towards the E fabric. So that's stripped there. Go. There we go. Terry, how are you doing with your fabrics for our members only project? Did you get all that worked out? You got little less than a week left before our next meeting. Our next meeting will be on Monday. I'll do the same as before. I'll throw a Zoom link up into our members only community page a half an hour before for anyone that wants to join. And of course, it'll be live streamed for all of our other members that want to watch it as well. We are working on a project, and I think I will probably. So one of the things that I purchased with this Fat Quarters from Jordan Fabrics today was I purchased a Christmas themed Fat Quarter bundle because I think I'm gonna end up making this pattern again on the channel. Probably not this year, probably next year, or either really late this year or next year. I'll probably end up making this pattern again in the Christmas themed fabric. Or not Christmas themed, I'm sorry, in the red, white, and blue fabric. I will probably end up, it's patriotic fabric, I'll probably end up making it again. So that's one of the things that I bought for myself. Because I really like this pattern that we're putting together. I absolutely love it. It's so pretty and easy to make. And it's just going to go together so quickly. So I picked out new fabrics and I started cutting today before I had to go out. I'm debating if I will make the whole thing. Wink, wink. No problem. I understand. And the pattern that we're using, you could easily turn that into a table runner too if you didn't want to make the whole thing. All right. So last step in section B. I can't believe we're almost done already. My goodness. We're only an hour into the stream. That's just crazy. Is to put our section, our fabric F. I can't talk. Our fabric F on top of this section that we just put together. Now my fabric A and my fabric F are very similar, so it's hard to kind of tell the difference between these two, and that has me slightly concerned for what the overall design is going to look like, but I'm trusting cottoncuts and I'm trusting the process, so we'll have to wait and see. But these two fabrics are very, very close together, so they kind of blend a little bit, so it can be a little challenging sometimes. I'm going to go ahead and sew these up now. How you doing over there, Lucas? You've been pretty quiet.
I'm caught up. Sewing that last two sections together.
I can't believe it. Clue 9.
I can't believe it's already been 9 months.
It's almost over. It's just crazy. I know. I remember when you would sit over here and it felt like it was so long ago. You were running the stream, you were sitting here in the room, and then you had to go and move.
And now
and the good news is, Lucas, we have managed to go through 9 of these or 7 of these, how many ever it's been, and you have not had to be called away. Remember that was a whole thing. We're well, if he is, because he's on call 24/7, so if he gets called away, we'll just have to work without him. You know what's going to happen now, don't you? You'll get called away for clue 10.
Well, it's going to suck because usually the weekend is when
You get called in?
The weekends are usually, so what was unfortunate is Saturday, as Tony and I were going to the movies, the other CSI who was just got back from a week-long training in Florida Saturday morning got called in. And of course, every other weekend that I was home chilling, did not get called in.
Right, didn't get called in at all.
And the weekend I decide I'm gonna head out, and that's when something decides to happen.
Well, I mean, it's always like that, right? I mean, it's, Murphy's Law. Isn't that what they call it? Murphy's Law. Danny, there was a code for the Jordan Fabrics Fat Quarter sale. I deleted my email. No, there was no code. You just went online. It was, there was a link, but I don't think you had to be on the link. I think if you just go in and there's usually a section of their website that says sale. And if you click on there, you should be able to see it. I don't know how long the sale was going on, though, because their sales don't last for very long. Unless there's a full moon out there, then crazy things happen. That is true. That is very true. Yep. All right. But no, there was no code. They don't usually work with codes, no. But their sales don't last very long, though. I will say that. They only last like 24 to 48 hours, so. And a couple of the really pretty Fat Quarter bundles that I wanted were already sold out, so. I've learned that when they've got really good sales, you've got to jump on them fast because they go quick. I recommend signing up. Well, like you said, you deleted the email already, but I recommend everybody to sign up for their newsletter. Same thing with Fat Quarter Shop and Missouri Star Quilt Company. I sign up for their newsletters as well. You can get some really good deals in there. I know Missouri Star Quilt Company does a daily deal sometimes. That's nice. But to me, the daily deals are only good like if you're planning to order other stuff, because otherwise you end up paying in freight and shipping, and then it costs you something anyway. All right, there we go. Section 9B is done. And section 9A. There we go.
That's it, folks.
That's it, folks. This is a gray. I know it looks blue on the camera, but it's really a gray. Oh, when you delete, you'll also empty your trash. See, I have my trash set so that it empties on its own every 30 days, I think. So I don't bother emptying it because it just does it on its own. There you go. All right, I'm going to flip the camera back so then that way you guys don't have to look at the Zoom camera anymore since it's annoying everybody anyway. Or, no, maybe it's just annoying me. All right. Let me set this off to the side. All right, so now I'm going to need to make my tags. This is just how I make mine. You can make yours however you want. Just make sure that you are marking your clues. Because you're going to need to know which clues are which when you try to put them together. Mama Joyce put a table runner together and she didn't mark the clues, and that's so pretty.
There we go.
I love that bottom fabric. That black with the purple. That is just so pretty.
That's the one that gives me...
Is that the one with the little silver in it too? Yeah, that one's really
everything
pretty.
else peaks, but that one is one I have to be careful of.
Yes, that one you have to make sure that you're using right sides. Yeah. Mama Joyce put a table runner together. It was one of the mini mysteries from Cottoncuts, and she did not mark her pieces. She says I didn't tell her, but I'm pretty sure I told her. But either way, she says I didn't tell her to mark her pieces, and so she didn't mark them, and it took her forever to figure out which pieces were which in order to put the thing together. That's what took her so long. Was because she had to try and figure out what she was doing. So she learned that lesson really fast. So learn from her mistakes and don't do that. A lot of people use the plastic that the clues come in because the plastic is marked with the clue number. So a lot of people just use that. You can do that. I just put mine. I use a little Post-it note with a safety pin, and then I just put them all in a Ziploc, and then I just put the Ziploc away. That's what I do. You know, like I said, everybody is different. Everybody does different things. There we go. So I've got 9A marked now. Fold that one. There we go. And then here is, oops, 9B. In fact, I can pull all my clues out. We can take a look. We've got plenty of time, so let's take a peek back at all of our clues here. We'll reminisce for a moment.
Boy, here we go. Let's see if I can.
I'll pull all my clues out, see if we can see what they look like. So that's 9. Let's see what else we got. I saved my clue bags for the old PMQ, and so I have them. I make 2 quilts at a time. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yes, it can get very confusing. Yes. Yes. Yes, it can. 100%. Okay. So let's get all the clues out of here. I've got a bunch of... I keep all my clues until I'm done with the project, just in case I sew up something wrong. I can try to figure out what I did wrong. So I always keep all the clues until the very end. So let's see if I can find them here. So that's 5. Let's, you know, this is a good opportunity for me to put them in order too. C, B, A. Here we go. Here's 2. B, A. Here's clue number 1. There's number 3. Number 2. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Where's number 5? 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's 5. Okay. All right. Whew. For a second there, I was like, what the heck just happened? Hang on. I'm going to show it to you guys in just a second. I'm just trying to organize it here. My brain likes it better if it's organized. I can sleep better at night knowing it's all organized. Okay. Not really, but there's all my clues. Before I knock these over, let me put them away because that will be my luck. I will knock them all over the floor. There we go. Okay, here we go. Clue number 1. I will open it up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Here is clue number 1. So it's got some small triangles. Now again, this is really hard to see because my A and my F fabric are so close together, but they are here. There's A and F fabrics here, but they're so close together that it's kind of hard to see. You can see the darker red and the lighter red a little bit over here, a little bit. But yeah, so that's what my clue 1 looks like. So there's clue 1. And then I've got clue 2A. This is 2A. Looks like, again, you know, those reds and that's a dark red, that's a lighter red. So there's your 2A. 2 fabrics that always look alike. Yeah, there usually are. Very close, yeah. And then 2B, or not 2B, that is the question. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Mr. Wizard's yelling at me. Not funny. It's not like I'm calling out bingo numbers. Here's 3. This one was a really pretty block. I really liked this one with the dark gray and the light. That was really pretty. And then here is 4A. It's a little corner piece. And then 4B was another corner piece. And then this is 4C. Kind of see it there. And here is number 5. 5 looks a lot like clue 1 did, didn't it? Doesn't it? Looks so really close to clue 1. I bet that's a corner piece. 5. And then here is clue 6. I liked this one too. I like the hourglass right there. It was kind of neat. And then, of course, clue 7. Oh, looks like I pinned this one together. It was pretty long, so I must have pinned it a little wonky. Give me a second. Clue 7. Ouch. Don't pin your finger, Dee. Don't pin your finger. It's okay, I got it. Here is clue number 7. It's probably an edge piece. It looks a lot like that other piece, so this is probably some type of an edge, I'm gonna guess. And then here is clue 8. Probably goes with that hourglass. It's pretty close. And then, of course, we have clue 9, which you guys just saw because we put that one together. So those are our 9 clues. This is going to be the heart of our project. For those of you who have never done cotton cuts before, these pieces are going to be the bulk of our project. When we come back, clue 10 will give us, and I already have my clue 10, but clue 10 will give us some border pieces, maybe some cornerstones. Every once in a while, there's a cornerstone or two that they throw in. I think the quilt back here, I had some cornerstones I had to put together. Those are just the squares on the ends of the border pieces. That's what a cornerstone is. Sometimes they give you some of that, but it's usually just some borders. Sometimes it's one border, sometimes it's 2 borders. Just depends on the size of your quilt. Usually the smalls is just 1 border. But the border kind of frame, I wouldn't even call it a border, I'd call it more of a frame, because it's usually just a pretty thin piece, and it usually just kind of frames everything in really nicely. And I enjoy putting those together because there's always a little bit of extra fabric in those. Let's flip this way. So there we go. We are all ready to go for clue 10. As you guys, I will remind you again that Cotton Cuts will be doing a live reveal of the Wild West quilt project on April 25th on their channel. I don't remember what time. You'll have to forgive me. But they will be doing a live reveal. I will not be watching because I don't necessarily want to know what mine looks like, even though I'm sure I will see it once I get my clue soon enough. And then Lucas and I will be back here for an After Dark edition in May, the end of May. I think it's the 21st, 22nd of May. It's the second to the last weekend in May, second to the last Saturday in May. He and I will be back together, and we will going to be doing our clue 10, where we're going to be putting this whole thing together, and then we're going to send it off to the long arm, and then when it comes back from the long arm, Lucas is going to learn how to do binding. He's going to learn how to do binding, which, by the way, Lucas, you will need to get yourself a cutting mat and a cutting wheel, or at least come home one of these weekends so that we can cut your binding fabric once you get it, because we do need to have it pre-cut before we do that. Okay. You are welcome to come home and use mine. You don't necessarily need to purchase your own, although if you're going to be doing other projects, it might not be a bad idea for you to make that investment. Because otherwise you're just going to have to come home every weekend. Terry, yeah. Terry wants to know, are you enjoying all of this less or more than you thought? Is it less or more work than you thought?
It is.
That's an excellent question, Terry. Yeah, let's grill him a little bit.
So, I can answer this in a couple of different ways. Some of the clues were more demanding.
Okay.
And those were clues that were early on.
Mm-hmm. Now, was it demanding because you didn't really understand what you were doing because it was so new to you? Or was it demanding because you felt like they were more complex and they got easier over time?
A little bit of... So I was looking through my clues, and then... I mean, now that I look at it, it doesn't seem as bad, but like clue 4... Yeah. We did 2 of 4A, 4 of 4B, and 2 of 4C. Mm-hmm. And Now looking at the piece, it doesn't really look all that terrible, but especially with these past couple of clues that we've done, 9, 8, they've gone by a lot quicker.
Yes. I will say that I do have to agree with you there. I think that the clues, probably 7, 8, and 9, were very simple clues. Just very simple. There were not a lot of pieces, not a lot of sections. They were just very simple clues. And I will say that in this case, clues 1 and probably 4, I think there were a lot more pieces to them, so there were a lot more steps. So I can understand why you would say they were a little bit more demanding, because there was a lot more pieces putting things together. But you'll also notice, Lucas, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I have noticed this going from, from the start of clue 1, you were using my machine, and then you had to go, I think it was clue 4 or 5, where you had to start using Tony's machine. And now clue 9, you're not struggling with the corners nearly as much as you were before. I don't know if you've noticed that or not, but it seems like you're keeping up with me pretty significantly for someone who's not only never done a quilt before, but never even sewn before. And that's a testament not just to Cottoncuts and their program, but how easy it is to learn this skill. I think,
Mhm.
and I think that that's something to. I mean, obviously, probably everybody that's watching our channel right now, they're not new to this hobby. They're not new to this skill. They're probably not even new to Cottoncuts. But it's something to keep in mind for other people. I think not only do we put it to the test, put Cottoncuts to the test with regards to someone who knew how to sew, Mama Joyce knew how to sew, but had never quilted before. And then my aunt was doing it off camera. I've told you guys this before. My aunt's been doing it off camera for a while. And she did one too, and she caught the bug. Like, she is all in. She is loving it. She's having so much fun with it, which is really great. And so then we decided, well, let's try and really put it to the test and see someone who's never even sewn before, if how easy it is for them to do it as well. And I think you're the testament to that, in that it's pretty. I mean, the first couple are a little challenging until you kind of get the idea and you get used to reading the clues and figuring it out. But by clue 9, you're basically teaching the class here, bud. I'm not really doing a whole lot anymore. And I think that's great. And like I said, I've noticed that you're not struggling. Yeah, you still have some thread issues with the machine, but that's not something out of the ordinary. That's something that we're all dealing with. But you seem to be doing a lot better. I know you were struggling with those corners, the triangle corners for a while, but you seem to have figured that out and gotten your stride and really gotten into it now.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. But most of it was listening to your advice
Oh, thank
on
you.
where to like place them, especially with the bulkier ends and
hmm
what does or doesn't work with obviously your machine. And I'm assuming you've used this one before, so you knew.
I have not used her machine, but I do have a brother machine like that is that basic model. So I have
Okay.
not used her specific machine before, but I have used one similar to hers. Yes. And
But
basic machines, that's the other thing that I really liked about this is Lucas is using a basic Singer sewing machine, like one of your less than $100 specials. Tony got it as a Christmas gift a couple of years ago. It's actually Tony's machine, and I think that's the other thing that's really cool about this is you don't need to have a super fancy machine. And mine's not super fancy. Like, mine's fancy but not super fancy. Like, but that's even like that. You don't have to have a 5 or 6 or three to $700 machine. You can have a machine that's less than probably not less than $100 now, but that was at the time less than $100, and it works just fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing special about it. We did buy you the 1/4 inch presser foot for it. Just because that makes things a little bit easier, and I have the guided 1/4 inch presser foot myself. But otherwise, it's just a boring old plain machine. So for someone and again, I'm sure that nobody's watching this channel that's considering this, but for somebody who is brand new to quilting or brand new to sewing or is thinking about it, cheap machine, the least expensive machine you can find as long as it sews a straight line. And this cottoncuts program that's inexpensive, really. It was I think it's less than $20 a month. I think ours is $20 to $21 a month or something. Will teach you what you need to know. Of course, there's a little bit of guiding. I've been helping you a little bit with some guidance. And there's other YouTube channels out there that are doing the same thing. But that's it. It's so simple and so easy to do for a very small amount of investment. Especially in your case, with the cut stuff, because it's all pre-cut for you, so you don't have to worry about having any of the rulers or the cutting nets or the cutting wheels or anything like that. You don't have to worry about any of that. You do need a pair of scissors, because we will need to cut some fabric here when we get to the borders, and you need a pair of snips to cut the thread, but that's it. You don't need a lot of extra stuff to really get started. And that's what I loved about trying this, getting somebody who's brand new into the hobby. Everybody in chat is telling you how wonderful you're doing.
I appreciate all of that. It was. I didn't think I would have enjoyed it. Maybe I did. Obviously, I came into it not knowing much. I had a little bit of practice, and then work got in the way, and I wasn't able to practice as much as I would have liked. And then we just kind of started, and I do miss your machine. I won't lie. It was.
It's the Cadillac of machines compared to yours.
Yes, but as you were saying, it still put clues 1 to 9 together, and with a little bit of human error. But once that was corrected and I got used to that, then that became almost non-existent. And
yeah, and I mean, and as we've gone through, especially with 7, 8, and 9. You haven't not needed any instruction from me at all. In fact, a couple of them, they've been watching, you got done with them before I did. Yeah. So you didn't need my instruction at all. And I mean, and that just shows you.
But no, it was fun. I'll see if I do. I'll probably do another PMQ. I'll just wait. Obviously, with just the moving and whatever, figuring out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And Tony's going to be moving in permanently here soon. She graduates in May, so she'll be moving in. So there's going to be a little bit of kerfuffle a little while. There's going to be some honeymoon period with the two of you trying to figure things out. And honestly, Lucas, that's probably when you're going to want to be sewing. Because, you're going to be like, you go in that room and I'll go in this room.
And that's also what's kind of nice, because obviously you... what was it? 2 weeks?
Terry says, "Oh no, not the pest."
Well, if and when, well, not if, when she actually fully moves in, it'll be interesting to see if I will be able to convince her to hop on and be my Iron Maiden, as I was saying earlier in one of the other live streams.
I mean, Tony used to love sewing. I mean, that's why she has the sewing machine, is she used to love it. It was when the kids were little, we did hobby Sundays, because 5 girls trying to wrestle up 5 girls, especially on a rainy day in our little bitty teeny tiny house. Our house is very tiny, less than 900 square feet. And so having 5 teenage girls in this little bitty house on a rainy day was really difficult. So we used to do this thing called Hobby Sundays. And so basically every Sunday when the kids were here, we'd have Mr. Wizard would make us pancake breakfast every Sunday. It's yummy. He'd make us pancake breakfast, and then we'd all help clean up from breakfast, and then we would all set up our different hobbies. And everyone had to pick a hobby. It didn't matter what hobby you did, but you had to pick one. Whether it be painting, whether it be sewing, whether it be card making, whatever the case might be, there had to be a hobby. Mr. Wizard had his models, so he would go out in the garage and he would work on that. And then 2 of the girls, Tony included, and then one of my stepdaughters, Mr. Wizard's twin daughters, would be sewing, and they actually had a sewing project. We went and we bought some fabric, and they were going to be making a pattern, and they were going to be following a pattern and things like that. So that's how Tony had the sewing machine. So it's something that she enjoyed doing at one point in time, and I think life just kind of got in the way, and she got busy with it, and so maybe it'll be something that she picks back up again now that hopefully life will slow down a little bit for her with regards to homework and things like that. And I'm hoping the same happens with my other daughter, Taylor, too. Taylor has always been very creative. She has always been my creative person, whether it be drawing or painting or sewing or she's always been very creative. She's always been making something, making cards and making pictures and just making stuff all the time. And kind of about halfway through high school, she kind of got overwhelmed with school and homework and trying to figure out what to do with college. And then there was COVID and everything else. And she stopped doing all of it. She gave it all up. And so I'd really love to see her pick that up again because I've always felt like a hobby was important. I think it's important for anyone. It's an important thing in anyone's lives, in my opinion. A hobby is important because it gets you out of your norm. It gets you out of the things that are normally causing you stress, and it allows you to kind of relax and let go of those things. And your hobby could be anything. I mean, it could be reading, it could be game playing. Lucas, I know you do a lot of gaming, so it could be that. It could be the Pokemon crap, whatever the hell that thing is that you do. You and Tony do that. That can that could be a hobby too. Like just something that gets you out of your daily grind and allows you to just kind of decompress and de-stress. And so that's why I think hobbies are so important. Maybe you can get twin machines, Terry says. Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
So Judy's comment of we should both do PMQs in different colorways.
That could be fun, too, if that's something that Tony would be interested in. Lucas and Tony actually have the Tree of Life quilt that I made. I made 2 different colorways, and they have them both over by them. That was their Christmas gift. They each got one. Which everybody that I gave that to, they're like, that's so cool that like they're the exact same quilt in 2 different colors and they look so different. I'm like, yeah, so I love that. But that's a great idea if that's something she'd be interested in doing. Terry says, I remember Pokemon and searching through the neighborhood. Yeah, Lucas still does every Saturday.
Yeah, sometimes I hit the max level, so I've slowed down a bit. But
Joyce says good night, and everyone, no problem, Joyce. You have a wonderful rest of your evening. We will hopefully see you again on Sunday. We're doing something. I don't remember what. I can't read my calendar. It's too far away, and the print's too tiny. But we're doing something on Sunday. And we're going to be doing a block party video. I was hoping to do it next week, but I think it's going to be a little too early for me. I think I'm going to have to push it back a week. So we are going to be doing another block party video. I am in the process of picking out the pattern for that. I will let you guys know, hopefully by this weekend, which one I've picked. I wrote down a couple of ones that I might give a go. I'm trying to find something kind of spring themed, I've got a couple of them in mind. We'll pick one and I'll let you know here, hopefully by Sunday. So you guys can prep for that. But thanks anyway, Joyce, for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Have a good evening. Yeah. Is that your cat? I hear it. Yeah, probably. She's
it's not my cat. I don't have a cat, so
she's something, that's for sure. Yeah, she's that is Ozzy. She is our other cat. We've had her for a long time, but she gets annoying. But yes, that's probably who you hear. Oh geez, she's actually in the room now. Okay. That explains why she's so loud. Okay, see you later. She left.
She heard her name.
Yeah, she probably knows. Yeah, I don't know. If I had the puppy cam on, you probably would have seen her. Ozzy, yes. You're not annoying. Close your eyes. She's annoying. Yeah, she's very annoying. She loves plastic. Like plastic bags. She really likes plastic. So like, if there is a plastic bag anywhere in the house, she will find it and she must lick it and make the crinkle noise. And then it really makes Ivy crazy. Because we joke that Ivy's middle name is Crinkle. Yeah. Because every time something crinkles, she comes running to see what it is, which is why I was playing with this bag earlier and she heard it crinkle, and that's why she came in. And so the cat really makes the dog crazy because the cat starts crinkling and the dog thinks it's something. It's a whole thing in our house. Yes, I had a cat that if she didn't eat Angel, you guys remember Angel? She didn't eat yarn. She used to eat ribbon. So like ribbons on balloons, and she would eat it. Yeah, and then ended up, she couldn't digest it, so it would come back in little piles all over the house. It was the whole thing. Cats are not my favorite. I have them, but they're not my favorite. uh, and actually, Ozzy is she was technically, I guess she was a rescue from my sister. My sister moved into a place and she couldn't have Ozzy, so she asked if I would hold on to Ozzy for a little while for her, and that was 15 years ago. So Ozzy's with us to stay.
Still holding on.
She's, you know what it is Ozzy moved in with us. My sister did not move away from where she was at as quickly as she originally thought she was going to, and so she actually ended up there for a couple of years. And then by the time it was time for her to move, she could have taken Ozzy with her when she moved, but Ozzy had already basically, acclimated to being here and bonded with all of us here, and my sister just didn't want to make Ozzy move again. Like, Ozzy had already moved once away from Tracy, and now she didn't want to make her move again. And I understood that, and I respected that, and so we just kind of left her here. Yay. So we ended up with her. Her and Angel never got along, like, ever. They finally got to a point where they tolerated each other, but they never actually got along. And our littlest dog, Wrigley, the little black and white one that you guys see every once in a while, she does not like Ozzy at all. They do not get along at all. They chase each other around the house. It's kind of entertaining, actually.
Oh.
That's what sent both of our cats to the vet. Haven't used ribbon since. Was a really expensive vet bill. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we don't use ribbon in our house. We don't put any fabric down on the floor, like towels, rugs. We don't put any of those things on the floor. Ozzy, what do you want now? She probably wants something. I don't know. Who knows? We just cleaned out her litter box, so she's probably angry right now. I don't know. Who knows? I wish they could speak so then they could tell us what it is that the problem is. Although she is getting older. She's getting to a point where she can't really jump anymore. She's, 18? Maybe? 16? 18? Oh, you're going to come back in now. Okay, thanks. Yeah, hi. I know, hi. I would pick her up to show you guys, but she won't let me pick her up. She doesn't like to be picked up. So I just leave her be. Oh, she's talking to me, yeah. Ozzy wants food. She has food. We don't, feed her at certain times. We have a bowl and we actually put it up on the counter so the dogs can't get to it. And so she can get to it whenever she wants, and it's the only counter we allow her on. And that's because then that way it's away from the dogs, and then that way she can just eat whenever she wants. Because she's very finicky. We've tried to put her on a feeding schedule, and she just wants no part of that. That's not how she does things. So we give her the bowl of food and we just let her eat when she wants. And she's not overweight or anything. I mean, the vet's fine with it, but yeah, no, trust me, she has plenty of food. We have one of those self feeders, Yeah. Yeah, she's fine with food. I think she just wants attention. I think that's all it is. That's usually what the problem is she just wants attention. Yeah, Ozzy does not Angel didn't mind certain people picking her up. Like Taylor, my daughter Taylor, Angel was her cat, and so Taylor could pick her up whenever she wanted, and she was fine. Kevin could pick her up. Mr. Wizard could pick her up. She was fine with that. Lucas could pick her up. She loved Lucas. She would come out of hiding for Lucas. It was okay. I think she just liked men, honestly. I think she just liked men because she didn't like any other women in the house except for Taylor. She didn't like any of us. She would hiss at me. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, she wouldn't. There were certain people that it was okay to pick. Taylor would just pick her up and cuddle her, and everything was fine. No big deal. And I'd go to pick her up to move her, and she'd hiss at me, and I'm okay, you can just stay there. So yeah, but Ozzy just doesn't like it. She tries to fight you, and it's okay, I'll just put you back down. So usually we'll scoop her up and move her, and I think that's just from having to take them to the vet so much when they were younger and things like that. I don't know. But whatever, it's fine. I have a dog that doesn't really like to be picked up either, but we pick her up anyway. Yeah. Can you hear her? She's still talking. I think she just wants attention. Yeah, I think that's it. But anyway, folks, I think that is it for tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you, Lucas, for hanging out with us. We really appreciate you being here. I'm glad that you're having a great time with this. Can't wait to see the final reveal. April 25th, Cottoncuts will be doing it live on their channel on YouTube. I will not be watching. I'm going to try and stay away from that. Oh, geez, I didn't even realize the lucky word was still up there. That's funny. It's fine. It is what it is. But anyway, so, where was I at? I got distracted and forgot what I was doing now. Oh, right. So Cottoncuts will have the live stream on April 25th. Lucas and I will be doing our reveal of Clue 10 in May. I want to say it's like the 22nd. Let me look. Hang on.
I think it's the 24th.
You could be right.
I think the 22nd is a Thursday, and
Yes,
that's when...
you're right. The 24th. Saturday the 24th, we're going to be doing an After Dark edition. We're going to be starting that one at 5:30 instead of at 6:30. We'll bring snacks so we can eat here, and we're going to go until it's done. Because we're going to get it all done in one day, because we don't have a whole lot of time between May and June to get it done again. So
2 a.m. stream. Here we go.
Yes. I mean, it could be a long one. Usually, the Clue 10, I've done them on live streams before, and they usually take about 3.5 to 4 hours. Now, the last one we did with Mama Joyce, that one took so long because they had to take a bunch of their pieces apart because they didn't put them together correctly. So I don't think it should take that long with Lucas, because he was so meticulous about making sure that his pieces were together correctly. So we should be good. Terry says, I have libations. LOL. Nancy says, we had Terry's mom's cat. If he could see the bottom of the bowl, he would meow and wake you up by hitting you in the face. I had a cat like that. When I was growing up, I had a long-haired Persian. Sorry, sidetracked real quick. I had a long-haired Persian, which I adored. We used to joke that he was Garfield, because he was the Italian cat. Like, he loved spaghetti. He would take slices of pizza right out of the box and help himself. Yes, I mean, he was, and so he kind of got me into the love of cats until I realized that, like, he was an anomaly. Like, he wasn't the norm for cats. So I was kind of disappointed by that. But he was wonderful. I adored him. I loved him to death. Long-haired Persian, soaking wet. I think he weighed 6 pounds. Like, he was light as a feather. These two, the cats that we have now, Ozzy, the heaviest she's ever gotten was 13 pounds. That was a little overweight. Right now she's about 10 pounds, and they said that she could probably use to lose 1 more pound. But still, Pugsley, was the name of the cat. Pugsley, he was 6 pounds soaking wet. Like, he was just a big fluff ball. But he used to like to play with the door stoppers. You know, the spring door stoppers. He would take his teeth and pull on them and then let go of them and snap them. So they'd go like boing, you know, if you'd lock the door on him and he was in a room that he wanted the door open. Or if you were in the room with him, like when he always wanted to be in my room when I went to bed. So I'd take him in the room and I'd always close the door with me. So he'd be in the bedroom with me, and when it was time for me to wake up, like my alarm would go off and I wouldn't get up, he would hop into my bed. He would hop up onto the side of me, and he would reach over my head and grab a hold of my nose with his teeth and not let go until I opened my eyes. That was my alarm clock. Oh. He did that to my mom one time, and she threw him across the room. Not like on purpose. I mean, he wasn't hurt or anything, so he didn't do that to her anymore. But he did that to me, or he'd lick your hair, but because their tongues are coarse, it was like pulling your hair. He was so obnoxious. I loved him, but he was obnoxious. But yeah, I know he used to pull slices of pizza. We'd order pizza for dinner, you know, and we put it on the counter, we get our pieces, and we go back to the table. And he would hop up on the counter and pull a slice of pizza out of the box and onto the floor to eat it. And we're like, sure, just help yourself. That's fine. Yeah, he was a character. That's why we used to laugh that he was Garfield, because if there was spaghetti, he would find it. He loved the giblets, the chicken giblets. He loved those. he would steal the bag of them all the time from my mom. My mom would put them in the sink to defrost, and then the next thing you know, you see this orange fluff go running across the kitchen with them. Oh, he was a character. Yeah, he was a character. But apparently not all cats are like that, so little did I know. Anyway, yeah, it's not the norm for cats, no. Each is unique, yeah. Dog is 10 pounds. A cat is 20 pounds, my goodness, isn't fat. She's just a big cat. Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
I mean, some are very big cats, yeah. Probably part Mancoon, right? Judy says, I have 3 dogs. A husky weighs 75. The labs weigh 90 and 70 pounds each. Oh, my goodness. Our other dog, Bubbles, she was a smooth collie shepherd mix. I am totally off topic. Like, I was going to end this 20 minutes ago now. She was a smooth collie shepherd mix. And I think there was a little bit of chow in her, too. We're not really sure. But she weighed at her heaviest. And she was perfect weight her entire life. At her heaviest, I think she weighed 55 pounds. And she was all muscle. Like, she was just muscle. And she was the best dog ever. Like, ever. Tony actually, we joked that was Tony's dog because her and Tony because Taylor bonded with Angel the cat. And so that's why we got the dog, is because Tony and the cat didn't get along. Oh, there's Ozzy again. What do you want now? Did you see a tail? There she goes. Yeah. There she goes. So anyway, that's why we ended up with Bubbles, is because Tony didn't bond with the cat, and so we got the dog because Tony was always been a little bit more of a dog person, and so that's why we got the dog. And of course, good news is her and Tony bonded. I've got pictures of them when they were little. It was adorable. But Tony actually has where I was going with this, Tony actually has a tattoo, which I thought was really cool. She got a tattoo on the inside of her arm that's just the outline of Bubbles' head and her ears. It's just absolutely adorable. And she also has her butt print from a door in our bedroom that we had to cut out and frame for her. Oh, I was going to say, isn't that in your house right now?
Yeah, it's on one of the lights we have in the living room. It's on one of the shelves in there.
Yeah, it's a butt print. It's a whole thing. It's paint, and it was a whole thing. We'll have to tell you about it another time. We really should be going. Had a friend whose cat got on top of the fridge to pull the whole cooked roast off to eat. Yep. I've been there. Yep. Nephews were in charge of feeding the cat. When they wouldn't get out of bed and feed her, she would charge the door and knock it open and attack them, scratch and bite. They learned fast. That's awesome.
Wow.
That's funny, actually. I mean, they taught a lesson, that's for sure. They got taught a lesson, that's for sure. Well, anyway, folks, thanks again so much for joining me. Thanks again to Lucas for hanging out with me. We are done with Clue 9, and we are ready for Clue 10 next month. So anyway, thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your week, and hopefully we will see you again on Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. I have no idea what we're working on. I don't remember. I don't know. It's on the schedule, whatever it is. You guys will see it in a couple weeks. See it in a couple days. All right, friends. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.